Now we are entering largest number twice, 3, 3 and 2. Let's just see how that works. So you start, enter first number, message displays, get num1. Num1 we are entering 3, right? So let's enter 3. 3 goes into num1. It's waiting here now. So num1 takes the 3. Then you go to the next line which says enter second number, that message displays, and then we wait for num2. Num2 also we are going to type the same number, 3. So 3 also will be going into num2 as well. Then we go to the next line which says to show enter third number, so that message displays. Then you go to the next line to wait for num3. Num3 we are going to type 2, right? So let's put 2. 2 will be taken by num3. So num3 will become 2. So now we are in the decision area. Is num1 greater than num2? Num1 is 3, num2 is 3. So is num1 greater? No, they are equal. So which means since you are checking for greater and this is false. Equal doesn't mean it's greater. So the condition is false. Now condition says num1 is greater than num2, but it is not. So it will go to the false side, right? And then we are here. In the second one, we are checking num2 greater than num3. Num2 is 3, num3 is 2. So 3 greater than 2, this is true, right? This one is bigger than this one. Num2 and num3 we are checking the contents. 3 greater than 2, true. So this will go to the true side. And say show largest number is and display show num2. So num2 contains 3. So basically it's printing 3 through num2. Even if it prints it through num1, it's okay, but our logic will change. So doesn't matter. But if you look at the overall picture, 3, 3, 2, what is the largest? 3. It doesn't matter whether we are printing from num2 or num1. What we are interested in is to see the largest number. So there are two largest numbers obviously, but that is the largest number out of the 3 numbers given. So we are printing that. That's the logic I'm trying to explain here. Okay, right. So when you put 3, 3, 2 also, it picks up 3. Which 3 we are not interested? No, we are not asking whether the 3 is in the num1 or num2 or num3 or whatever. We just want out of the 3 numbers to show the largest number. So it's showing, but in the logic it happens to show through the num2 variable. Okay, so that brings us to that end of that NS chart. Now we are trying 2 first and 3 afterwards. First time we tried the largest number first. Now this time we are trying a low number first and then the other way around. Just to go through this again. Right, let's run same NS chart, no changes. Enter first number, display, show, so it will display, wait for num1. Num1 we are entering 2. So 2 goes into num1. Then second line, next line, enter second number. It displays that message, and then you go to this. Get num2. Now waiting for num2. Num2 we are entering 3, right? So 3 entered, 3 goes into num2. Then we go to the next line which says show enter third number, so that message displays, and waiting for num3. Num3 we are also going to enter 3. So put 3 goes into num3 because of the get num3. Now we are at the end of that, and now we are in the condition. Is num1 greater than num2? Num1 is 2, num2 is 3. Is this greater than this? No. So this is false. This condition is false for this situation. Okay, so it's false, you come here. Then you check num2 greater than num3. Is num2 greater than num3? No, they are equal. So the equal doesn't mean greater. So therefore when you say they are equal, 3 greater than 3 means it's false. 3 is equal to 3. It's the true condition, okay? But this condition checks for greater. So num2 is 3, num3 is 3, 3 greater than 3, false. So therefore it won't come to the true side, instead it will come to the false side. And the false side, you say show largest number is, and displays that, and then show num3. Num3 happens to have 3, which is the largest number. Again, like in the previous example, it doesn't matter whether we are showing it through num2 or num3. What you are interested in is out of these 3 numbers, what is the largest to be printed. Whether we are printing it through num2 or num3, it's not the question. The question says print the largest. So as far as the user is concerned, what he is going to see, he will see. He enters 2, 3 and 3, and then he sees 3 as the largest out of the 3 numbers, which is true. Right, so this is okay then. Fine, and we come to the end of that. So now we are entering all 3 same number. Let's see. start, enter first number, so it's a number, we are going to enter 3, right? So num1 will take 3. 3 goes into num1. Then you display enter second number message, and then you wait for num2. Num2 also we are going to type 3. 3 we take on my num2 as well. Then we go to the next line, which says enter third number, message displays, and then get num3. Num3 also we are going to enter same number, 3. So all 3 variables we have entered the same number. Then after that we are in this condition. Is num1 greater than num2? Num1 greater than num2? No, they are equal now. So equal means this condition is false. We are not checking for equal now. If we are checking for equal, it will be true. But what we are checking for is num1 greater than num2, which is false because both are 3. Num1 is 3, num2 is also 3. So 3 greater than 3 is false. So you come to the false side. Then you go into the false side's next condition, which is in here, right? So num2 greater than num3, num2 greater than num3, that's also false. They are equal, so that's not greater. Num2 is 3, num3 is 3. 3 is not greater than 3. So this condition is false. Therefore, you come to the false side. And in the false side, again, you say largest number is, so displays that, and show num3. Num3 has 3. So when you enter all 3 numbers, 3, it says 3 is the largest because that's the only thing that is available anyway. There's nothing to compare here. So that's whether it is printing through num1, num2, num3 is not the part of the question. The question says take 3 numbers and show the largest. So since all 3 numbers are same, we can say that is the largest number. We can argue, but that is what this particular NS chart is doing. Okay. Now let's see slight modification to the NS chart. We are going to do a small modification. This is our original NS chart, right? Here we are going to slightly write this in a different way because if you look at these conditions and within these conditions, all whether you are coming through this side or this side, and then whether you are going through this side or this side or this side or this side, all of them have show largest number, show largest number, show large. So without having to put it inside here, we can do it like this, which means after taking the number, that is same NS chart, okay, same up to this same thing. After taking the number, without immediately checking for condition, we are displaying show largest number, because anyway, even if after checking and going in, whichever way you go through, you are going to print this. So printing the largest number is this part, show largest number is done in all 4. So therefore it has nothing to do with a condition. Whatever condition it is, it's going to print. Therefore I have taken this outside the logic of this decision and put it here. So immediately after taking the number, we just say largest number is, and then we go through the conditions and accordingly it will go in and display the largest number. It's the same logic. Only thing I have done in between this is this. If you look at, see, this largest number is going to happen irrespective of which way you go through. So since that is condition independent, whichever condition you have to print, so we will take the condition off and we have brought it here. That's basically what we have done in this NS chart. So even if you put this NS chart and dry run through all the variations we did it should give us the same result. Only thing is, this largest numbers need not be done all the time. We can just put it here because it's happening. But things like show num1, show num3, show num2, show num3 cannot be brought up here because these are differing. According to the condition, if you are coming through this, it's going to say show num1. If you are coming through this, it's going to say show num3. If you are coming through this, it's going to say show num2. It's coming through this, it's going to say show num3. So it's varying, unlike this. This is the same thing. So because it is the same thing, only we are able to bring it here. If this also was same, then we could have brought it here. But that is not the case in this case. Okay, in this case, these are all different. Therefore, we are just leaving it for the condition to decide and go through the correct side. Is that okay? Right. So that now another slight modification I'm going to show. So this time, as we saw in the last dry run, when we entered 333, it printed 3 as the largest number. Suppose somebody says, I don't want that to happen. If all the numbers are same, don't show the largest out of them. Just say they are all same. instead of deciding which one is large and showing the same number again. So I can modify this NS chart to something like this. Here what has happened is, let me show what I have done. I have, after getting the number, this largest number is, and whatever has to happen if the numbers are not same. No, that's what we are trying to avoid, same numbers. So what I have done is, immediately I'm checking whether num1 is equal to num2 and num2 is equal to num3. So this means invariably checking whether all three numbers are same. If num1 and num2 are same, and if num2 and num3 are same, then we can come to a logical conclusion that all three are numbers same. This is how you check for all three numbers same. Okay, so if this is true, we are going through this side, and we are not going to say which number is larger because all three are same. So we are just going to display a message saying show all three numbers are same. If this is false, then there is a issue. So that means there is at least one or two differences. So then we are coming through the false side. So when you're coming through the false side, I have replaced this entire thing here. This entire thing in this area. So that if it is false only, that decision will be done and largest will be shown. If all are equal, it will do this and come out. No numbers will be displayed. So like this, you will be tuning your NS chart according to your requirement. If this was the requirement to show if all three numbers are same, no need to say all three numbers are same, instead show the number, you can just do this NS chart. But if the requirement was to avoid all three numbers same and not show anything if it is same, then you do the NS chart this way. So that is just to give you an idea how we have basically took this out, checking for equal, all three numbers equal, yes, do this. Otherwise only this whole thing we are replaced here to do the largest number out of the entered numbers. Okay, so it's the same. So just study this and get an idea. You can dry run through, put those values and see on your own. Okay. Right, so that brings us to the end of this lesson, or end of this exercise. Until we see you in the next lesson, thank you very much.